Good day everyone, I'm Ronaldine Jane S. Romero and today we will discuss an important but often overlooked part of road safety, which is pavement markings and its type, the longitudinal lines, traverse lines, and other lines. So for our objective, by the end of this lesson, students should be able to first identify and explain the different types of pavement markings and their functions. Second is demonstrate awareness and commitment to following pavement markings for safer road use. And third is interpret and apply pavement markings in real or simulated driving situations. Have you ever wondered what keeps vehicle organized on the road? How do your drivers know when to stop, where to change lanes, or where pedestrians should cross? So, pavement markings are lines, symbols, and shapes painted on roads, highways, and parking lots. They provide a visual guidance to drivers, helping them stay in their lane, know when to stop or yield, and avoid restricted areas. In the Philippines, these markings are found on national highways, city roads, provincial roads, and even inside malls and parking lots. Without them, driving would be chaotic, leading to more accidents and traffic congestions. Imagine EDSA or Commonwealth Avenue without pavement markings. Driver might switch lanes randomly without warning, stop wherever they want, blocking traffic, enter restricted areas meant for buses, emergency vehicles, or pedestrians. This would lead to chaos, confusions, and accidents. That's why pavement markings are a fundamental part of traffic management, especially in high traffic areas like Manila, Quezon City, and Makati. Now let's talk about the types of pavement markings. Longitudinal lines, which run parallel to traffic flow. They help drivers maintain lane discipline and understand when they can or cannot change lanes or overtake. And the types of longitudinal lines are center line, lane line, barrier line, edge line, continuity line, and transition line. So here are the different types of longitudinal lines. The first is center or separation line. The center or separation line is a solid white line that divides lanes of traffic moving in the same directions. This line helps ensure orderly traffic flow, and crossing it requires extra caution. In general, crossing a solid white line is discouraged but not entirely prohibited, especially in situations where necessary, such as avoiding an obstacle. Example is along EDSA, many sections have solid white separation lines, particularly in near U-turn slots and intersections, where traffic flow needs to be managed carefully. If you cross this line carelessly, you might disrupt traffic and create hazards for other vehicles. And the second type is lane line. Lane line, usually broken white lines, indicate that vehicles are allowed to switch lanes as long as it is safe and does not cause an obstruction. These markings are most commonly seen on multi-lane roads and highways, guiding vehicles into proper lanes. Example is on South Luzon Expressway, SLEX, and North Luzon Expressway, NLEX. Lane lines separate multiple lanes in both directions. Drivers can change lanes freely, but they must check their mirrors and blind spot before doing so. The third one is barrier line. Barrier lines are more restrictive and help enforce stricter rules regarding overtaking and crossing. There are different types of barrier lines, each with specific guidelines. So the first type is double solid lines, no overtaking and no crossing. These lines indicate that vehicles on both sides are strictly prohibited from overtaking and crossing. This is common in high-risk areas where overtaking could lead to severe accidents such as blind curves and steep roads. Example is on Marcos Highway going to Baguio. Double solid yellow lines are common on sharp curves. Overtaking is prohibited because of limited visibility, and crossing the line can be extremely dangerous. And second is single solid yellow line. Crossing is allowed but overtaking is not. Vehicles are allowed to cross this line if necessary, but overtaking is prohibited. This marking is used in areas where occasional crossing is permitted but overtaking is unsafe. And sa example is on Quezon Avenue near major intersections. You will find single solid yellow lines. You can cross the line when making a turn, but overtaking in these areas is not advisable. Next type of barrier line is single yellow line with broken white line. Overtaking and crossings are allowed on the side of the broken white line, but not on the side of the solid yellow line. If your side has the solid yellow line, overtaking is not allowed, but if your side has a broken white line, overtaking is permitted. This marking is used to regulate overtaking on roads where one direction has better visibility than the other. Example is on Cannon Road. A single yellow line with a broken white line can sometimes be seen in areas where vehicles going uphill have less visibility compared to those going downhill. Another type of barrier line is broken yellow line. Crossing and overtaking are allowed with caution. This type of line indicates that vehicle can cross and overtake as long as they do so carefully and ensure there is no risk of collision. Example is on the Anghari Road, Las Piñas, Cavite area. Broken yellow lines allow overtaking in some sections where visibility is good. And the next is broken and solid yellow line. Crossing and overtaking are allowed only on the side with a broken yellow line. On the side with the solid yellow line, overtaking is strictly prohibited, while vehicles on their side with a broken yellow line can overtake it if it is safe to do so. Examples is on Sumulong Highway, Antipolo. This type of marking is often used to manage overtaking in areas with uneven road elevation. So the fourth type of longitudinal line is edge line. Edge lines are solid white lines that mark the boundary between the road and the shoulder. They help drivers stay on the road, especially in poor visibility conditions such as nighttime or heavy rain. Example is on Sierra Madre mountain roads. Edge lines are crucial to help drivers avoid veering off cliffs or slopes. And the fifth type is continuity line. A continuity line is similar to a lane line but has a different purpose. It is used in areas where lanes continue but may require additional caution when changing lanes. Example is along EDSA, particularly near flyovers and exit ramps. Continuity lines guide drivers to either continue on their lane or prepare for a merge. And the last type of longitudinal lines is transition lines. Transition lines are essential in guiding vehicles safely past road obstacles such as median strips, bridge supports, or lane reductions. These lanes help vehicles gradually shift lanes rather than making abrupt, dangerous movements. Example is on C5 road. Transition lines help vehicles smoothly merge when approaching overpasses and interchange such as near the C5 Ortigas flyover. Now let's talk about traverse line, the second type of pavement markings. Traverse lines are critical pavement markings that help regulate traffic flow, ensuring that vehicles stop, field, or give way at specific points. These markings are especially useful at intersections, pedestrian crossings, and runabouts. By following these lines, drivers can contribute to a safer and more organized road system. And here are the types of traverse lines. First is stop line, give-way or holding lines, pedestrian intersections, signalized and non-signalized, and runabout holding lines. So the first type of traverse line is stop line. Stop line is a solid white line drawn across the width of the road at intersections, usually before a pedestrian crossing or traffic signal. Vehicles are required to come to a complete stop before this line when a red traffic light is displayed or when instructed to stop by traffic enforcers. Example is on EDSA intersections such as near Quezon Avenue. There are clearly marked stop lines before pedestrian crossing and traffic lights. When the light turns red, all vehicles must stop before this line to ensure pedestrian safety and avoid obstructing the intersection. And the second type of traverse line is give-way or holding lines. Give-way or holding lines consist of two adjacent broken white lines painted across the road. As you can see in the picture provided, this marking indicates that drivers must yield to oncoming traffic before proceeding. They are commonly found where minor roads meet major roads, at runabouts, and at controlled intersections. Examples is at Macapagal Boulevard intersections, give-way lines are marked where smaller roads meet the main boulevard, ensuring that merging traffic does not disrupt the primary flow. The third type of traverse line is pedestrian intersection. Pedestrian intersections are areas where pedestrian crossing intersect with vehicle lanes. These are crucial in urban setting where foot traffic is high. There are two types of pedestrian intersection. The first is signalized pedestrian crossing. These pedestrian crossings are controlled by traffic lights, ensuring that vehicles stop when pedestrians are given the right of way. Example is Ayala Avenue, Makati. This is major financial district, has numerous signalized pedestrian crossing, helping thousands of office workers safely cross the street. And next type of pedestrian intersection is non-signalized pedestrian. These crossings are marked by zebra lines but do not have traffic lights. Instead, they rely on road signs and driver courtesy. By law, vehicles must yield to pedestrians using this crossing. So, example is on Bonifacio High Street, Taguig. Pedestrian lanes are clearly marked and vehicles are expected to stop when pedestrians are crossing. And the last type of traverse line is runabout holding lines. Runabout holding lines are marking placed at entry points of rotondas to indicate that entering vehicles must yield to traffic already circulating inside the roundabout. Vehicles inside the roundabout have the right of way, while those approaching must wait until it is safe to enter. Example is in Quezon Memorial Circle Roundabout, a major roundabout where vehicles entering from Commonwealth Avenue and other feeder roads must wait for a safe gap before merging. So the third type of pavement markings is other lines or special purpose markings. Besides standard lane and stop markings, some pavement markings serve specific purpose beyond basic lane guidance. So the types of other lines is turn line, parking bay, loading and unloading, bay lane line, yellow box or do not block intersection, and bus in PUJ lane line. So the first type of other line is turn line. A turn line is a special road marking designed to guide vehicles when making turns at intersections. These lines help drivers position their vehicles properly, ensuring a smooth and orderly turning movement while reducing confusion at major intersections. Example is at Commonwealth Avenue, Tandang Sora intersection, Quezon City. Turn lines help guide vehicles making U-turns or left turns at intersections where multiple lanes converge. Without these lines, drivers might turn too wide or too sharp, causing disorganization or accidents. And the second type of other lines is parking bay. A parking bay is a designated area marked by solid white lines that indicate where vehicles can park. These are commonly found on roadsides, malls, commercial areas, and office buildings. Some parking bays also include PWD, person with disabilities parking marks, which are reserved for persons with disabilities and should not be occupied by other vehicles. And example of this is in BGC, most streets in BGC have designated parking bays with clear pavement markings, or PWD parking spaces are also available near malls and office buildings. The third type of other lines is loading and unloading bay lane line. A loading and unloading bay line is a solid white line that marks designated areas for public transport vehicles like buses, jeepneys, and taxis to pick up and drop off passengers. These markings indicate that stopping is allowed, but parking is prohibited to ensure continuous movement. Example is Manila's España Boulevard near UST and Moraita. Designated loading and unloading bays help control passenger drop-offs, preventing vehicles from stopping randomly along the road, which could otherwise cause congestion. And the fourth types of other lines is do not block intersection. Do not block an intersection marking is a yellow box with diagonal X lines inside it. Vehicles are strictly prohibited from stopping inside this box. This rule prevents vehicles from obstructing traffic flow at intersections, ensuring that intersections remain clear for moving traffic. Example is EDSA Ayala intersection, Makati City. This is one of Metro Manila's busiest intersections where vehicles that enter without clearing the intersection could easily cause gridlock. The yellow box marking reminds drivers not to block the intersection even if they have a green light. The fifth type of other lines is bus and PUJ lane line. A bus and public utility jeepney or PUJ lane line is a solid yellow line that separate designated public transport lanes from general traffic lanes. These lines are often supplemented with raised pavement markers to further distinguish the lane. Example of this is an EDSA bus carousel lane in Metro Manila. The dedicated bus lane on EDSA is clearly marked with solid yellow lines restricting private vehicles from entering. This helps improve the speed and efficiency of buses. So for our conclusion, pavement marking play a crucial role in maintaining road safety and efficient traffic flow. They provide clear guidance to drivers, helping to regulate lane usage, stopping points, and special zones such as pedestrian crossings and loading areas. Understanding the different types of markings, longitudinal, transverse, and special purpose lines ensures that road users can navigate streets responsibly and reduce the risk of accidents. By recognizing and respecting these markings, Drivers contribute to a safer and more organized transportation system. So this is my references